Iran wanted the next generation as its next primary fighter. This is how America stopped it. Iranian Defense Ministry emerged as a promising client for Soviet combat aircraft from 1989. After the death of Iran's vehemently anti-Soviet Supreme Leader Ruhollah Khomeini brought in new leadership to power that pursued closer ties to Moscow in the face of common Western adversaries. The USSR had made multiple overtures to Iran after the overthrow of the country's Western-aligned monarchy in 1979, and even temporarily blocked some arms exports to its neighbor Iraq after Iraq invaded Iran in 1980, but had been rebuffed largely due to Khomeini's hardline position. The Iranian Air Force appeared set to become a leading client for Soviet combat aircraft from the early 1990s. With the service quickly acquiring an estimated 25 MiG-29 medium-weight fourth-generation fighters and a single squadron of 12 Su-24M strike fighters. Other prominent acquisitions of aerial warfare systems included 10 units of S-200 surface-to-air missile systems, which were ordered in 1989 alongside the MiG-29 seconds and revolutionized the country's ground-based air defense capabilities. Iran was expected to rely on the MiG-29 to form the backbone of its fleet, with new variants of the fighter scheduled to be marketed for export from the mid-1990s boasting drastically improved capabilities including electronically scanned array radars, access to R-77 active radar-guided air-to-air missiles, access to a range of standoff air-to-ground weapons, and integration of more powerful engines and larger fuel tanks. Complementing the MiG-29, Iran also showed an interest in acquiring smaller numbers of higher-end Soviet combat aircraft, most notably the MiG-31 Foxhound heavyweight interceptor, but also possibly the Su-27 flanker, the latter which saw its first-ever exports made in 1991. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Iran continued to be a major client for Russian weapons systems, including implementation from 1993 of a 1991 agreement to manufacture T-72 tanks under license domestically. But from 1995 Russia ceased to sign new contracts due to the Gorcherno-Mirdan agreement made with the United States under pressure from Washington. Unlike the Soviet Union, Russia's post-Soviet leadership was much more closely aligned with Western interests and was highly susceptible to pressure to support Western efforts to deny potential Western adversaries access to modern armaments. Iran responded by seeking to acquire MiG-29 fighters from elsewhere, and looked to Moldova to acquire a squadron of 25 aircraft that the country had inherited from the Soviet Union but was poorly positioned to afford the continued operations of. Iran thus made offers to acquire the MiG-29 seconds, which would have provided the same number of aircraft as the USSR had itself supplied. The United States intervened to prevent this sale, however, and notably applied pressure to Moldova, which was by then firmly in NATO's sphere of influence, while offering to purchase the fighters itself.